got Jesse Tafoya joining us, chilling at the park. He's going to be in action Thursday, June 20th. WFF taking on Joshua Madrigal. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you.
We got the upcoming fight here. It's on 4 weeks' notice. You explained that you kind of threw your name into a hat and got matched up, right?
Yeah. There's a Facebook page that a bunch of people who are looking for fights, they can post, and promoters go there too. So a promoter posted that they needed fighters for their upcoming show, so I put my name in and I got an offer, and now I'm fighting.
I know it's hard to get fights on this lower level. Are you taking this one at Flyweight, your natural home, or is this bantamweight?
Oh, this is Flyweight. Yeah.
This is Flyweight. So you're actually finding fights at Flyweight.
Yes, yeah.
So how awesome is that for you?
Oh, it's great. It takes some work for sure. I don't know how many promotions I talked to or how many fights I actually applied to get into, but it's working now. So I got to fight.
Right, and it's been quite a journey finding these fights. I believe Washington was the last fight. Heading to Arizona for this upcoming fight. So. What's that like, getting out of town, that other experience for fight? I know you did that as an amateur, but how does it feel as a pro?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. Part of the dream is traveling the world and doing martial arts, right? So, I'm not traveling out of country yet, but you know what I mean? I'm traveling a little bit. I'm seeing other things, and I'm still fighting people, so that's what's up. That was the goal.
And now, the last fight, the experience was up in Washington. Tell us about that one.
Oh, Washington was awesome. That was my first time going to Tacoma. And I fought a pretty high-level judo black belt. He was a really good martial artist. So it was a good experience, you know what I mean? I got the win. I got to see some new things out there. And I came back having a good time.
And what did you feel you learned about yourself? What did you do in that fight that you were proud of?
I pretty much just showed what I'm capable of when my mind is right. You know what I mean? My pro debut, I was dealing with a lot of shit. If my mind is right, I can really perform well, and that's what happened in my last fight. I was against a high-level judo black belt, ended up submitting him about a minute into the fight. It went well.
Does that surprise you that you're able to do that against such a competitor?
I thought I was going to get a striking finish, for sure. But then after the fight, when I was re-looking at it, he'd never been finished by strikes before, so he's able to endure some punishment for sure. But after a couple hard strikes landed, I was able to secure an armbar, so got the finish. That's my goal.
And is it still the same Jesse Tafoya right now, still chasing those knockouts? Because we know you can submit guys, but that knockout, it's been that elusive trophy.
Yeah. So it's not so much like a thing oh, I gotta get this knockout. You know what I mean? I just want to perform well, and I want to put these hands and these, shin bones on these guys, and then if they jump into a submission, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? If I get to finish it on the feet, that's even cooler.
Now, looking at Joshua, heard he's got some boxing, got some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
What do you think your strengths are in this one?
Yeah. I think my strengths are going to be my overall well-roundedness and my ability to be a dynamic fighter. He's a very right-hand oriented fighter now. So I'm expecting improvements from him, but overall the trend that I'm seeing is, he's going to come out throwing those hands, and he's pretty well-rounded in terms of his jiu-jitsu. So, it's going to be a good fight. It's probably going to go a little bit of everywhere, but I expect to have the upper hand just about everywhere.
Never want to utilize one weapon too often, but in the moment, even for yourself, how hard is it to be creative?
You have to be in the right mindset for sure to be able to perform well and deal with all the variables, as well as being creative for sure. So that's part of my mental practice, is being able to be creative while I'm performing.
So how have you been able to expand your mental game? What's been, without giving away too much of your tricks, what's been some of the things you've done to work on that aspect of your game?
So I started working with Dr. William Shannon about, it must have been almost 2 years ago, probably. He's given me a ton of tips that I've used over the course of that time. And so we have a lot of little, it's almost like drilling, you know what I mean? How you do technique and training. It's like we're doing that for our mental game. Yeah, I don't want to give away too many things, you know what I mean? But think of it like that. It's like drilling. It's like training, but up here.
Without giving it away, how valuable has it been?
Amazing. Yeah, it's the most valuable thing that a fighter can have is a sharp mind, for sure. Our mind is our best weapon. Without our mind being sharp, our body won't be sharp. You know what I mean? We won't be able to do the things that we do. So it's 100% important. Like, all fighters must work on their minds.
With you in the gym currently, what's been the focus of your development, whether it be not even for the focus of this fight, in between these last fights? What's been the area where you've been trying to improve the most?
So I guess some of the things that I've been really focusing on is really honing my own style of martial arts. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's body and personality is different, so they're gonna have a different style when they go in. And I'm really just focused on getting mine to be the best that it can be for me. You know what I mean? That's generally been my focus.
And talk a little bit about that for a young developing martial artist. How do you start to find your flow?
Well, you gotta find inspiration from a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta draw a little bit of inspiration from everything, and then whatever you take from that, the culmination of that is how your mind's gonna be. These kids are going ham.
Coming up in this upcoming fight, do you feel the finish is going to be possible?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like it's possible, for sure.
Where do you think? We know, train under John Dodson, one of your mentors, worked with him a lot. You guys got a tight-knit group. What's that group there like at Jackson Wing? The Flyweight group.
That's the squad, bro. Yeah, we got John Dodson, you know what I'm saying? You already know him. Amazing fighter. And we got my boy Rodney Kialoe. He's from Hawaii. He's a fantastic striker. He'll wreck somebody for sure with the elbows. And then we got my boy Tevin, Henzo Gracie brown belt. You'll hear it from him for sure. He's amazing, bro. Like, all my training partners are really good, and we all push each other so hard to get better in like every aspect of life, not just fighting. So I'm really thankful for the bros that I have.
And I think the four of you, it's great looks for each other because you're all diverse. The four of you do not fight in a similar fashion. Mm-hmm. So you guys working together, I think, is really beneficial.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. You said it right there. Yeah, we all have very different styles, so we all complement each other well when we train. We all raise each other's attributes and the things that we're weak at.
And from those uniquenesses as you train, how is it work together as a group? But the personalities are all pretty similar. You guys are a bunch of fun-loving guys that have been around you.
For sure, yeah. It's just that energy, you know what I mean? You gotta have people around you that want to be elite, they want to be at a high level, you know what I'm saying? But we're also able to have fun and create that good energy, yeah.
We talked about it for so long. It feels years ago that I gave you an Amateur of the Year award. And you're still so young and coming up in this process. What does it feel like now, looking back all the years you've been in this game and what you've done and where you're going?
Yeah, it's cool, man. I kind of like where I'm at now because I'm still like really young in the sport. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to it, I still have about 5 years until I start hitting my prime. You know, so. And like you said, yeah, I've been fighting for a while already. Like, you gave me the Amateur Fighter of the Year award like 4 years ago now, something like that. Yeah, so shit, man. I've had like 17 amateur fights. This will be my third pro fight. A bunch of kickboxing fights, tons of grappling tournaments. I've been in there, bro, and I've learned a lot. I'm ready to use all that I've learned.
And now, what's your thoughts on the future? Well, what's the immediate goals? We know you want to get a win come June 20th, but a little bit bigger picture, what's the immediate goals?
That future is looking bright. So with the landscape, with the UFC changing and everything, with the flyweight division, you know what I mean? That kind of changed the trajectory of what I'm thinking. So, you know, we'll see if they end up keeping it for a longer time or end up like promoting it well in the UFC or something like that. But if not, Asia's looking good, bro. I like how ONE FC is looking. I like Ryzen. Yeah, they have tons of lower weight classes over there too, so I'm liking it. It's looking good.
And that for this fight, one last note on it. First time fighting on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Does that feel a little bit different, like thinking about that you're going to be competing on a Thursday?
Not too much. I fought on a couple of Fridays before, and I mean, that's a tiny bit different. Like, you got to get your weight cut a little bit done during the middle of the week more. This would just be a little bit more so of that. My weight is looking really good right now too, so I think it'll be good.
Awesome. Got a last message for everybody?
Let's go.